He was even offended that they would have tried him.
Right.
It was a phenomenal game. In the event, y'all missed it. Steph Curry, he didn't have a phenomenal night. I think he finished the night with 17 points.
Yep.
But Jimmy Butler had 23 points of his 27 points in the second half alone. Podziemski finished with 26 points. I'm doing this off the top of my head. If I'm disappointed too, I apologize. But he healed. I think he had 17 points. The Warriors' backup stepped up. Quentin Post, healed. Pods, they had great games. And the Warriors got it done, even though Steph Curry had a real basic night. Can't wait to talk ball with you, Slick Rick. Viewers, if y'all are here, haven't heard from Slick, brilliant basketball mind. So, Slick, what statement did the Warriors make?
You kind of made it for me, that they can win a playoff game without Steph Curry going nuclear. And obviously, Jimmy Butler has a big part in that. I was curious because how many times has Steph scored less than 20 points? And the Warriors have won, especially this iteration. This isn't the Draymond at his absolute best. This isn't Klay Thompson with him in the backcourt. This isn't Andre Iguodala coming off the bench. Like, this team has become extremely Steph-centric. So to win a playoff game when Steph isn't Steph is very meaningful. Before Jimmy came, in games where he scored less than 20 points, and this illustrates my point, they were 4-11 when Steph scored less than 20 points.
That's not good.
You know what they've been since Jimmy has been in a Warriors uniform? When he scores less than 20? 6-1.
Wow.
6-1. That's a huge statement. In the bigger frame of things, though, I think what the statement was, we are once again, and this is what has always made the Warriors when they are championship contenders, we are greater than the sum of our parts. We are getting contributions from unexpected places. And I look at the chemistry of the team. I look at Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler celebrating after each other and congratulating each other. You couldn't find two more disparate personalities on the planet than those two guys. But what has brought them together? They're seeking a championship. Brandon Podziemski, first time in the playoffs, and he's out there smiling, knocking down threes. Like, that is the culture and the chemistry of the Warriors at their absolute best, and they demonstrated it last night. And that's why the rest of the league, you might look at it, Steph and a bunch of guys, and Jimmy Butler at 35-something years old. Don't underestimate these Warriors because they're coming.
They made a big statement. I think, number one, they reminded us not only of the championship pedigree of the players, but of the coaches. The most important moment in the game, it wasn't a play in the game. The most important moment, if y'all may have missed it, I'll remind you. Steven Adams having a game of his life. Back up big, Steven Adams? Okay, see, Steven Adams? No. Back up big, Steven Adams. And Steve Kerr says, hey, we're going to go hack a Steven Adams. Steven Adams was dominating that game based upon his presence. When the Rockets went to that two-big lineup, the Warriors, they had no option. Adams getting blocks, getting O boards, getting D boards, clogging up the paint. They were dominating that game. But Steve Kerr was in check. Ime Udoka moved. He moved the pawn. He moved the rook. He moved the Bishop. He put the Warriors in check. Kerr moved out of it. He said, checkmate. Fouled Steven Adams. They took Steven Adams off the floor. Whole game changed. Entire game changed. The Rockets did not want to put Steven Adams at the free throw line. As a result, they had to take Steven Adams off the court. And to me, that changed the dynamic of the last 5 minutes of the game. I said, wait a second. You're getting out-coached, and you got players that can outplay you. The biggest thing also on the court now, the final play of the game. We all knew who the Rockets had to go to. The Rockets just don't have enough firepower offensively. Like, Alperen played the game of his life. I mean, when you talk about the post moves that he has, I believe only Jokic has a greater post moves, and I think only Jokic is a bigger threat from within 7 feet of the basket than Alperen Sengun. But with the game on the line, everybody knew who the ball was going to. So when he caught it at the high key, now Draymond's like, oh, you can't work on me from here. They needed another guard. If they had a Jamal Murray likes, somebody that they could run a pick and roll game off of, I just think the statement was this. The Warriors have too much on the court, and the Warriors have too much cerebrally on the bench.
Yeah. No, this was a big-time win. And what I took out of the statement they made is, number one, we could win a championship, all right? And number two, are they that good?
Who's that?
Are the Warriors that good? Or are the Rockets that bad? Because me watching the game, the Warriors look like the 2 seed. The Warriors look like we are the team that can go win a championship right now. We're the 2 seed. The Rockets did not look like the 2 seed, right? Van Vliet shooting the air out of the basketball, 8, 9 threes. and it still wasn't enough to beat the Warriors with a Steph Curry not playing well. The statement they made was, y'all could play with us if you want to, but we are truly a championship contender this year. There's not a team in the West that we cannot
James,
contend
let me push back on this,
at
though.
all. Go ahead.
Let me push back on this. Now, obviously, covering and moving into basketball season, I watch the entirety of the NBA. I'm watching every game. Why am I watching the Magic play the Celtics?
Besides you
money
betting
on it. I'm watching all of it. There are teams like the Cavs out there.
Yeah.
That can play defense.
Yeah.
We saw it yesterday against the Heat. That can shoot the lights off the ball. They got bigs, got stretch bigs, got guards that can score, got depth on the bench. There are teams out there like the OKC Thunder that can play defense like the Rockets can, that can shoot the ball, and they got clutch players. The Rockets, to me, they're throwing really good punches, and I won't make this mistake. Steph Curry didn't have a bad game.
Yeah.
They forced Steph Curry to play like that.
Yep.
Them dudes out there strapping, all of them.
But-
Brooks, Easton, all of them strapping. So it's not like Steph Curry just had a bad shooting night. They in Steph Curry's chest.
100%.
He's not big enough to get his own shot off. The only reason Jimmy playing like Jimmy playing, because Jimmy got size, Jimmy got aggression, Jimmy can get to the foul line. So the Rockets are a very comparable opponent. I'm looking out there and seeing teams like the Cavs, like the Celtics, like the Thunder, like the T-Wolves, and saying, wait a second. The T-Wolves got the defense that the Rockets got, but they also have the offensive firepower that the Rockets don't have. I can't say the Warriors have proven they're championship contenders just yet based on what I'm seeing.
Oh, you tripping, and you ain't watching basketball. I know you betting, but you ain't watching basketball. You know, they always say your defense and all that is all good until you run into certain people.
Okay.
Everybody the Rockets had a legit defense. I want to say number 3 defense in basketball all year long.
And they're showing it. They're showing it.
Every now and then. But until you see number 30 out there running through all these screens and all these actions happening and all that type of stuff, the defense looks a little different. I'm not saying Boston ain't got a good defense. I ain't saying the Cavs don't, Timberwolves don't. But when 30's out there running all over this floor and all these actions that's happening, defenses look a little different. We've been watching Steph Curry for how many years?
A lot.
How many good defense he ran into? And it's still Trey ball, and it's still him because of the actions that the Warriors run.
Go ahead,
it's
Slick.
different defenses. And defenses look different, Slick, when 30 is out there running around them screens.
For sure. I would amend, like, I don't know that they're a championship team. I think they believe that they are a championship team, and they are demonstrating
What takes you? Why don't you believe they're a championship team? Like, what don't they have or don't show you that they
He's
can't
seen the
compete?
Cavs. He's seen the Thunder.
It's
he's
more
seen the
like
Celtics.
I see teams that can defensively can do what the Rockets can do,
Say what I said.
and they have closers.
I just said
Can
that.
I ask you
I
another-
just said. I said that,
Yeah,
America.
you did.
I
You
just
did.
said that.
Can I
When he
ask you another
said,
question?
I said, America.
Last time Steph won the championship,
Yes.
did you think they was going to win a championship?
No.
Because what's
No,
the difference
absolutely
between
not.
what's the difference between this team and that team? Yeah, I'm
That
putting you on the
team-
spot, Slick.
That team was not relying on as many unproven players in the postseason.
Good point.
Brandon
Relying on one.
Podziemski, Quentin Post, again, Quentin Post went and tried to dunk on Steven Adams. Like, that is so impressive, but at the same time, like, I'm asking, now this is the first round. Like, now we get to the second round. Now if we're talking championship,
Correct.
there are a lot of bars that they still have to clear.
Also, think about what it took for the Warriors to scratch away with that win. It took Podziemski 26 points.
Yeah.
It took Buddy 15 points. It took Post 13 points. Like, these were not mundane nights. Pods hasn't done anything in the playoffs up until this point. You could suggest he was sick, if I'm not mistaken, Game 2 and was recovering from the sickness in Game 3. Make the suggestions if you want. It's the playoffs. Things happen. Luka was sick, and he still almost had a triple-double. So Pods went crazy. Buddy Hield, sometimes Steve Kerr don't even trust him, so he don't even look his way.
Yeah.
But I will suggest, and maybe I learned nothing more than the power of believing in your players, because Steve Kerr is the polar opposite of what we're seeing right now in Slick. You texted me about this yesterday from J.J. Redick.
Yeah.
In a game that you could suggest as a must-win, because Warriors, if you go up 3-1, it's blouses. Y'all winning the series. Steve Kerr enabled Buddy Hield. Kuminga didn't play for 3-4 straight games. You know what, Kuminga? I'm going to start you this game.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield, you going to start? I'm going to start you, Buddy Hield. Like, Post, wait a second, Post. I doubted you during the back half of the season. I would have rather played Looney than you during the back half of the season. Wait, now, Post, you're getting meaningful minutes? Looney, you're getting minutes as well. If I'm not mistaken, the Warriors are 12 players deep last night. The Lakers only played 5 the whole second half. I think
Crazy.
we're seeing the difference in veteran coaching versus youth.
I think another thing we gotta, put in play here is the mindset of the Warriors. Like the Miami teams that Jimmy Buckets took to the finals, those weren't talented teams. But you know what? The dog, the mentality of Jimmy ran through that team, and that's how they played. Ant shouldn't be winning this series, but the mindset and the dog of Anthony Edwards, the competitiveness, that matters, and that is why they're up. And yes, he's making big shots, but that's why they're up. If you watch Draymond, and you watch Jimmy Buckets, and you watch this Warriors team, the mindset of this team and the dog in this team, that matters on top of them having Steph Curry and the guys coming off the bench and a champion head coach. That matters. That's why I say they look like the 2 seed.
Yeah.
And if they were the 2 seed and they was up 3-1, Slick would probably be saying they're contenders. But we looking at
No, this is what I love about the way the Warriors approach things, because they're always honest about who and what they are. If you look at the previous couple of years, or even prior to Jimmy getting there, they weren't talking about championship. They weren't talking about we're a championship contending team. They know what that feels like. And what I appreciate, because you get a lot of teams, we're playing for a championship this year or whatever. That becomes hollow. And you begin, if you're a player coming into a team, and you hear Steph Curry talking about we're a championship team every year, and then they're getting knocked out in the first round or in they're playing, whatever, now you begin to question it. But because they've always been honest of who they are and who they aren't, when these guys now say, oh, we got Jimmy, we got something here, that makes everybody believe, oh, if they believe it, then we should believe it too. And that is such a powerful thing. So, look, just because I'm not ready to believe it doesn't mean that they're not ready to believe it.
1,000%. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.